So good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Etherton. I am a board member for Greer Relief, and I want to thank you all for being here with us today. On behalf of the Greer Relief Board of Directors and our entire organization, I want to warmly welcome you for being at this year's Neighborhood Breakfast. Today is an opportunity to share what's happening at Greer Relief, celebrate the impact that we're having together, and look ahead to how we can continue together to strengthen our community. For more than 90 years, Greer Relief has served our neighbors facing difficulties in life, helping families keep food on the table, maintain stable housing, and face unexpected challenges as they may come. But the mission at Greer Relief is more than just immediate relief. As you'll learn today, through programs such as Renew, we're helping individuals and families build skills and confidence so that they're able to develop stability, which leads to long-term success, as opposed to just overcoming a particular crisis that happens to be happening at that particular time. This morning, you'll hear from some young people that are involved in our Renew Leg Up program for youth, which is something that was new in 2025. You're also going to learn from the program leaders who each week walk side by side with these young individuals as they learn, building practical life skills, growing confidence, and hopefully, preparing for a better future for having been through the Renew program. We're also going to take a special moment today to recognize a member of the community through our Good Neighbor Award. The Good Neighbor Award is an honor that celebrates someone whose generosity, compassion, and commitment reflect the exact values that we want to contribute to the spirit for how you care for neighbors in our community. You're also going to hear about ways that you individually can be part of the mission. That might be through volunteering, sharing our story with someone that you meet in your daily life, or supporting our work here financially. Before we begin, I have to thank our sponsor, for sure, the Bonds Career Center and Bonds Culinary Baking and Pastry. Can I get a round of applause? We appreciate you for hosting us and for this wonderful breakfast. And we appreciate and are grateful to partner with you and for your commitment to our community as well. I now would like to invite Pastor Keith Crow of the Heritage Chapel Baptist Church to come forward and offer our invocation. Is there a way to get this? Caroline's going to want this over more, probably. There you go, sir. Okay. Let's pray. Lord, get in this breath of heart. For the wonderful work that they do. Thank you for all of those who support that work and those who work diligently day in and day out to take care of the needs that found in our community. Lord, we also want to thank you for the food that we had this morning, those who prepared it. We ask that you would use this food to the nourishment of our bodies and use us in your service. All this we pray in your name, in your Savior. Amen. Thank you, Keith. It's now my pleasure to introduce someone who leads Greer Relief with tremendous dedication and vision. Our executive director, Caroline Robertson, works tirelessly along with a dedicated staff and motivated volunteers to ensure that Greer Relief is serving our neighbors with compassion, dignity, and hope. Under her leadership, Greer Relief continues to grow programs that not only offer immediate need to neighbors and families, but help people move toward long-term stability. Before Caroline comes to the stage, however, please take a moment to watch a short video about the history of Greer Relief and the impact it has made in our community over the last 90 years.
90 years of service means whole families in their homes, full bellies, warmed throughout the winter, and living right here in our community. It means generations of families that stayed right here in Greer. It means education. It means a Next Step program that has birthed within the last 10 years. It means hope. So Greer Relief was first started in the 1930s. 36 is actually just the date we put on the calendar and said, this is it. We're gonna count this as the start, because it actually was started bits and pieces along the way. It was started by helping neighbors coming together to help other neighbors with food, because they saw neighbors down the road starving. It was coal to heat their homes, because back then that's what it was. And also it was clothing, providing clothing. So the ladies got together and made sure that the children of the neighborhood had clothes to wear. And they came together at Woods Mortuary, right down the road on Trade Street, where it lived at that time, in the upstairs. And that's where Greer Relief was born. I've been at Greer Relief for 18 years and almost 19. And we have changed quite a bit in just that short period of time. Had a staff of just 2.5 people. We're now 12 strong. And our programs have expanded, have tripled in that time frame. But so has our community. One thing I want to share is that it takes a while to get to a place like this. It takes a lot of people to get us to a place like this. There's a lot of friends and family and staff and volunteers and donors that along the way has helped Greer Relief get to 90. I want to thank everybody who has gotten us here. I do especially want to thank staff. I personally have had staff over the last 18 years that have given up countless days and nights and weekends and have put in long hours of work. Their family have also put in that same time, either with that staff member or without that staff member, have lost that time. And it really does take a village. It takes a village of people to really make sure, and the dedication to make sure that an organization like this that has this kind of grassroots work happens. And we've come a long way. We have come a really long way. From the organization we were when I first started to the organization we are today, night and day does not even cover.
Okay, good morning, everyone. It's a little strange to watch yourself while you're. Thank you for being here today. It's always a gift to gather in a room filled with people who care so deeply about the community, about this community. Each year at this breakfast, we share numbers that matter, and they do matter. They help tell the story of impact. They show the reach of this mission and the scale of the need. And the need has been scaling, hasn't it? But this year, I want to start somewhere a little different. I want to begin with a little lived experience. I want to tell you the story of one of your neighbors, a neighbor whose life at home was shaped by scarcity, a neighbor who knew what it meant to grow up in a family that did not always have enough, a neighbor who understood food insecurity before she knew what that term even meant, a neighbor who knew what it felt like when making it through the month depended not only on hard work, but help from family, from church, and from people who stepped in when things were tight. A neighbor who dreamed of getting out, of getting away, of going to college, of building a different future. Even when those dreams stretched far beyond the means of her family. She was one of 3 sisters. The oldest worked multiple part-time jobs to make her way through college. The middle sister worked full-time, and her employer's tuition reimbursement program helped her continue her education. The youngest joined the Marine Reserves, and the GI Bill helped pave her path forward. I'm the oldest. My parents still struggle to this day. Resources were limited. They still are limited to this day. So when I talk about poverty, it's not a concept. When I talk about food insecurity, I am not talking about an abstract issue. When I talk about the importance of the help arriving at that precise moment, I am talking about something I have lived. That is why the work we do matters so deeply to me. Greer Relief is celebrating 90 years of service in the Greer community. Founded in 1936, the organization has remained committed to walking along neighbors just like me for 9 decades. Today, Greer Relief's work focuses on stability through the Choice Pantry, support and emergency financial assistance, empowerment through life skills education and coaching programs, and community through the Family Resource Center and tax preparation services. Together, these 3 efforts address both immediate needs and long-term transformational change. At Greer Relief, we know behind every request for food, every utility bill, every rent payment, every class attended, and every hour of coaching received, there's a person, there's a story, there's dignity, there's pain, there's resilience, there's potential. Emily. In 2025, Greer Relief served 7,841 of our neighbors. We provided food assistance to 7,973 individuals, invested $52,109 to help prevent homelessness in our community through rent, mortgage, and utility assistance, and continued walking alongside our families through empowerment programs and coaching that builds knowledge, confidence, and long-term stability. We also created community through the Family Resource Center and VITA, through the Choice Pantry, emergency financial assistance, and the support offered every day at the Neighborhood Impact Center. We met immediate needs while also investing in long-term transformational change, because that is what our neighbors deserve, and that is what our community makes possible. Yes, sometimes a family needs food today. Yes, sometimes a parent needs help keeping the lights on. Yes, sometimes someone simply needs enough support to breathe and make it through the week. But they also deserve more than survival. They deserve the opportunity to grow, to heal, to plan, to dream, and to thrive. That is the heart of Greer Relief. We are here for the emergency. We are here for the hard season. But we are also here to help create a different future. And the future is built right here in community. I know firsthand that no one makes it alone. My family did not. We were helped along the way by people like you who cared. People who stepped in, by a church that showed up. That kind of support can change the trajectory of a life. It can mean the difference between despair and hope, between crisis and stability, between simply getting by and truly moving forward. That is what you made possible. Your generosity, your volunteering, your advocacy, your partnership, these are not small things. They become groceries on a table, a home preserved, a tax refund returned to a working family, a class that builds confidence, and a neighbor who feels seen, respected, and supported instead of ashamed and alone. As we celebrate 90 years, we're not just looking back. We're also inviting this community to help shape what comes next. At this time, I want you to take a look on the table. There's a cute little crystal frame. Cora will show you. One side is dedicated to the 90 for 90 campaign. I meant to bring it up, but our 90 for 90 campaign is Greer Relief's community-wide anniversary campaign celebrating 90 years of service while inviting people to help shape the future. Yes, that's you. The idea is simple. Honor our legacy by engaging you in meaningful, tangible ways that support our neighbors of today and strengthen the mission of tomorrow. There are 4 ways to participate. You can give through the 90 donors for 90 years, making a gift in honor of the anniversary. Join me. I was gift number 1. I was so happy to be gift number 1. You can, number 2, you can serve through our 90 volunteers for 90 years, giving your time and becoming part of the hands-on work that helps our neighbors thrive. Third, you can donate through 90 cans for 90 years. Help the food pantry, the Choice Pantry. Help stock the pantry shelves and meet immediate food needs in a visible, practical way. Yeah, Jim shaking his head. Yes, help the pantry. And 4, you can share. You can share your story. How has Greer Relief affected you? How have you helped? How have you impacted Greer Relief? Help us collect memories, impact stories, and personal connections that reflect the heart of Greer Relief across the generations. And together, these four pieces make the campaign both celebratory and actionable. It's not just about looking back on the 90 years of service, it's about inviting you to be part of the next chapter. Every gift, every hour served, every can donated, and every story shared helps honor where Greer Relief has been and invest in where we're going. The 90th anniversary celebration will help honor the people, partnership, and stories that have shaped Greer Relief's mission, while also inviting you to invest in the future as we continue working to eliminate poverty and help our neighbors thrive. There are so many stories like mine, and many stories very different from mine, but all of them remind us that behind every service provided is a neighbor with dignity, strength, and potential. Poverty is real, but it does not have to be the end of the story. I am living proof of that. And so are many of the neighbors we serve today. And I invite you now to watch a video that highlights the real impact of our mission through the voices of some of our youth who've experienced it firsthand.
We are in our 10th year with Renew. The program started out, I don't want to say in a very simple fashion, but it has definitely evolved into the program that we have now. It started out as folks being able to come here and attend classes, and we've gotten a lot more focused about the outcomes that we would like to see, and that's where Leg Up and Leg Up Youth have come from. So with the demographic of people that we serve, we know that generational poverty is one of the number one issues within homes. So we started Leg Up for adults, and we took about 1.5 years to create Leg Up Youth because we wanted the youth to be able to travel the program at the same time that their parents were.
One of the goals of the Leg Up Renew youth program is to help kids become resilient, to help them really do more than just getting by, but to really learn to thrive. And to be productive members of the society, of their community, by being happy, healthy young people.
All of our kids learn a huge variety of skills. It varies from cooking to some basic financial wellness, like what opening a bank account would look like or the impact credit cards can have on you. All the way to helping them start to think about what a future career could look like and the path that they would need to take to get there. When we set out to create and start this program, we thought that it would be most important to equip young people with tools that they may not be hearing, things like finances or just access to hearing about different career paths. We were really just hoping to get a little bit of that information in their heads. But as we went and we experienced the 12 weeks with them, we realized that the most important thing is really creating space for them to form connections, to create community, and to really just develop social skills and just better learn how to interact with one another.
Of the students in the program, I have seen some really fantastic growth with them, specifically in how comfortable and confident they are with each other. So, and when we did this the last time, there were a small group of kids, and just seeing them be able to open up, being able to be comfortable with who they are, talk about their strengths, and also talk about their weaknesses, and just really feel confident in doing that and being supportive with each other and being able to, receive support from the others and also be able to offer that support to each other.
When we wrapped up the cohort, a number of the students wanted to know why we couldn't do this all year round. They enjoyed coming here the one night a week, but wanted to continue in some format. So Sam and I are creating a summer session for them to keep coming back. And also, we're going to start an alumni night for them to stay engaged and be able to support each other long term.
So I think this program is having a really great impact for the kids who attend because they're being able to show up genuinely, right? So when we can show up as genuine people, whether you're kids or adults, right, you're able to have integrity. And in any community, we want people to have integrity, to be honest, to be faithful, loyal, whatever that might look like for them. And I think the skills they build in this to help them be healthy people, young people with integrity is just so important for any community.
My favorite part is probably playing the games or eating. It was good food.
My favorite part would probably be the hanging out with friends and learning new stuff and eating. Something new I learned is like the banking and credit cards and like cooking.
Oh, something new is like the university I'm going to attend, because we looked at that and I learned that like the best opportunity for me is probably Clemson, because it's like in this state and it won't cost as much as before, and it's a good university. So
this program helped me like learn about what careers I'm interested in or like what university I want to go to. My goals and dreams are to be a professional soccer player or like a CSI.
some of my goals are being a soccer player, a professional soccer player, and also take like being in my father's like business, being a electrician, and you can learn new things, you can have fun, and you can meet new amazing people, and you can eat good food.
Follow your dreams and keep working hard.
Well, I want to offer two thank yous. First, thank you, Caroline, for sharing that story. It's very inspirational. And thank you to the students and the program leaders who shared those experiences on the video. We are very excited about this program, and we're excited about what the future will bring. This morning, we'd like to recognize someone who truly embodies the spirit of serving and caring for neighbors in our community. The Good Neighbor Award is an award. The Good Neighbor Award is an award for an individual where we honor someone for their generosity, their compassion, and their dedication that had an impact on others. This year's recognition is especially meaningful as we present the award in the memory of someone who exemplified what it's like to care for others. Please direct your attention to the video screen.
Most recently, my wife and I moved into the home that we live in right now back in 2002, and I have to say that one of the great things about moving into that house is we knew we were going to get to be neighbors with Cookie and Danny. Danny is one of the most kind, most giving, just most generous people that I've ever known. He always had time to stop and talk and ask how I was doing. Just that guy that was always smiling, and you wanted to be around him because you knew that you were going to leave 5 minutes later just feeling better because you got to spend time with Danny.
I know Danny because he is my dad, and I am his firstborn and only daughter. Danny, my dad, was the kindest, most considerate, caring, giving, patient person that I have ever known. I saw my dad make a difference in so many different lives in the community, people that we knew, people that we didn't know. He was always very giving. He did a lot behind the scenes that we didn't see until after his death. He was always there to lend a helping hand, to say a prayer if prayer was needed. Just if you needed anything at all, he was the person that you could call on.
You could do something amazing every day just by taking the time to care. And I know that whenever Danny would ask how I was doing or how things were going, he genuinely meant that. And to have that modeled for me, I know I'll remember that the rest of my life.
His willingness to help others, to always welcome them into our home, into his life, to give them a smile, a positive conversation, advice, warranted or not warranted. He was very good at giving advice. He just all around embodied what you would call a good neighbor by being such a good person.
I think one of the long-lasting legacies that Danny will leave to our neighborhood is just taking that time to be a good neighbor and to stop and talk. You just never know what somebody's going through. And maybe there were times where Cookie and Danny stopped someone to talk, and that's what they needed that day.
My dad's life has influenced me in so many ways. But the one thing I take away the most is that I try to live every day like my dad lived his entire life, is to be positive and to care for other people and to do unto others as I would want them to do for me.
Danny Dobbs was known throughout the community for his kindness, his generous attitude, and his willingness to help whenever there was need. He believed deeply in supporting organizations like Greer Relief and to work every day to strengthen our community and care for neighbors as they faced challenging situations. Danny showed us that being a good neighbor isn't about recognition. It's about consistently showing up. It's about offering support. It's about caring for the people that you come around or that come around you. Danny Dobbs' spirit inspired this community to step up and support the mission of Greer Relief, continuing the work that he personally cared for, one can, $1 at a time. Although he is no longer with us, his legacy lives on through the many lives he's touched and the examples that he has set for all of us. It's my honor to present the 2026 Good Neighbor Award in memory of Danny Dobbs. I would like to invite Danny's family to come forward to receive this important award. As we begin to close our program this morning, I'd like to introduce someone who shares a deep commitment to the Greer community. Throughout his work on the City Council, he sees firsthand the importance of strong partnerships between local government, nonprofit organizations, and engaged citizens, all working together on behalf of supporting our neighbors. Please join me in welcoming Mark Hopper.
Want to keep Mr. Condor happy, get my lapel pin on here. Good morning to you again as we close out. It's my privilege to be able to say just a few words. We close our time this morning. What a great morning it's been. I know you would agree. A great breakfast, but a very inspiring time. Brief moment to pause and to see the impact of this organization that we all have some level of familiarity and care for sure. Many of you in the room I know well and are friends, have been for many years. Some of you I haven't had the privilege of meeting to this point, but what I can say with certainty is that we're all here this morning because number one, we love Greer and the greater Greer community. Number two, you believe in the power and importance of serving and loving your neighbors as well. And maybe you've been served in meaningful ways by your neighbors. And third, we love this organization. We believe in the power of what this organization has done for so many decades in our community. And so this event specifically, and Carol, I don't know, how many years have you done the neighborhood breakfast now? Do you know off the top of your head? A number of years now, right? And whether this is your first time, whether you've, like me, you've come to look forward to this event specifically, it's a great opportunity for us to pause and just be reminded of not just, man, Greer Relief, what a great organization, but of the very specific ways, not just that meals are served or bills are paid, but literally lives are changed day in, day out through this organization that we know and love. How many of you are aware that yesterday, actually, the city of Greer turned 150 years old, or sesquicentennial? Most of us, if not all of us. A big day for our community, a day to celebrate. I was thinking about it this morning as I was getting ready to come, thinking about Greer Relief, it working out to be exactly 90 years that we're celebrating this organization, our community. Well over half of our city's existence has been marked by this organization filling a gap, giving a platform for neighbors to help neighbors and serve their neighbors. 60% of our city's existence has had Greer Relief as part of it. What a remarkable thing, an amazing thing to think of that legacy and that impact over time. And Caroline, I did the math at the table. Of that 90 years, you've been the executive director for approximately 21% of that time. So for whatever that's worth. So this morning we build on that legacy of 90 years. I want to invite you to, as Caroline presented the 90 for 90 initiative that was rolled out this morning, we have an opportunity to help spring that forward and carry that forward into the future. And so the question for us is, what can we do, right? So you remember the 4 ways that we can get involved. Number 1, through financial donations, through volunteering, 90 new volunteers as part of this initiative, sharing your story, and certainly we all have a story about what this organization has meant to us in some form or another, or participating in the 90 for 90 canned food drive. We can do that. We can each figure out a way to have 90 cans of food, right? So you see it at the table. Caroline, I did bring it up with me. You see this? What I want to challenge you to do is before you leave the room, scan this QR code to at least have it up on your phone browser as you go throughout the day. Some of you have already decided, I can help in that way. I can meet that need. I can get involved in this way. But whatever you do, I want to encourage us to take action, right? It's so easy for me to see a cause that I care about, see an organization I care about, and then just keep moving. Life gets busy. We get back to our families, our businesses. What a tragedy if I today don't find a way to take action based on this event this morning. And so scan that QR code. There are folks around the room, whether it's staff or board members, that have an Ask Me lanyard, the red lanyard with Ask Me on it. If you have questions about Greer Relief, if you have questions about how you can get involved, grab one of them before you leave as well. So whether you do choose to give, volunteer, share, support in the food drive, your involvement, it does make a difference, as we've seen this morning. It truly helps, again, not just meet a need along the way in real time, as important as that is, but literally helps change the trajectory of people's lives, change the trajectory of families, and that's what it's all about. That's why we love this organization. So again, let's go from here and not forget what we've been inspired by this morning, but let's take action together so that not just for the next year, but for the next 90 years, this organization continues to do this important work and fill this gap in our community. I want to thank you again for being here this morning. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.